Hi, in this lesson, you'll learn about functional decomposition. As a reminder, functions serve many purposes. In this video, you're going to look at how you can use a function to break a larger problem down into smaller, more manageable tasks. This is called top-down design. With top-down design, you take a big problem and you break that problem into smaller problems, and then you can break these down into smaller problems again. You continue to do this until you have a problem that is so simple and easy to solve. So even though you started with this big problem that may seem complicated, by breaking the problem down into smaller problems and then solving each of those smaller problems, you make your program much more manageable and your solution much more clear. So for example, if you were making a movie, well, that's a big task. You may not even know where to start. There are several things that you need to do. You need to write a script, hire a cast, film the movie, edit the movie, but each of those are big tasks as well. So for filming the movie, you might break that down into filming scene 1, filming scene 2, filming scene 3. You might break the script down into similar tasks. Eventually, you get to a task so simple that it can be done with one function. So why do we call it decomposition? Well, decomposition means breaking your problem down into smaller, manageable parts that are easy to understand. You decompose large, messy functions into several smaller, simple functions. So it's all about readability. So let's take a look at this in the code editor. Okay, so we're going to look at how we can break a bigger problem down into smaller problems. So right now I have this function called makeHouse. And I may want to make the house in a couple of different ways, but I'm going to say, okay, well, I might want to make a larger house. So if I wanted to copy this down, I can make a larger house by adding more walls to it, things like that. I can just kind of take and copy and paste and create a big house. And so I can say make house, make tall house, and I get a tall house. Okay. Now what I want to do though is I want to say, okay, well, making a house is pretty complicated. So how can I break that down? Well, the first thing I need to do is I need to make a foundation. So I'm going to take this part here, which is my foundation, and put that into a function. And actually, before I do that, let's actually break this out. So I'm going to say void make house, and I'm going to break this into the pieces. So I'm going to say make roof, make walls, and make foundation. Okay, those are the three parts of making a house. So I have the three different pieces here. Now I'm going to take each of these and make their own function. So making a house is its own function, and then making these pieces are their own function. So let's break this up here. I'm going to say void make foundation. Okay, and that's going to be that part right there. I'm going to have let me actually pull this piece here into our foundation. I'm going to also have a make walls. So I'm going to say void make walls. Okay, and then finally I'm going to change this from make house to make roof, and go like that. So again, I've now taken this complicated aspect of making a house and made it into three simpler pieces. And let me get rid of that there. And if I run that, we should still see our house. Okay, so again, we made it by breaking it down. Now if I want to make a tall house, I can have both of these together. What I can do is I can say make tall house, so different function, and I'm just going to call that make roofs function twice. So make house, make tall house, and I'll get two different houses. And that's the idea here. So it's functional decomposition is taking a larger problem of making a house and breaking it down into easier pieces, and pieces that I can then reuse as I need to. So go ahead and play around with this on your own.